I did not seek or ask for the endorsement for a federal seat, and nor was one offered. I'm in the luxurious position of being happily retired, which means that I can flip from the US to Queensland, and I can basically do as I did yesterday, and that's turn off my mobile phone. I think that the Joe for Canberra or Joe for PM had a bit of a ring to it. I don't think a Beattie for Canberra has the same ring to it. It just sort of leaves people cold. It's a bit of a sort of a low end, so I don't think you'll be seeing too much of that. So let me, conclude by saying this. I'm always happy to help the Labor Party, and as you know, as a life member of the party, and I know many of you aren't members of my party, but I'm sharing this with you, I'm always happy to assist the party, but I'm very happily retired, and I think my son summed it up, as Chris said. He said, as a senior, I was enjoying myself, but actually Chris was a bit kinder. What he actually said, I was too old. I know how difficult it is, as I said, for a minority government, but Julia Gillard is the best person to lead this country. I know they're going through an incredibly difficult time at the moment. I just say to all my colleagues in the party at a state and federal level, hold your nerve. This is a time to hold your nerve and not to change the leader. And to the leakers, I just simply say, if you want to continue to do that, you're going to leak the Labor Party to death and the government to death, and that is not good for the country. To compensate the fact of how difficult it is to deal with a minority government and to be in a government supported by the Greens, and I'd like to see us more distant from the Greens, to be frank, but that's just my personal view. But when you're in those circumstances where it's difficult to get legislation through, you're trying to govern the country because that's what people voted for. The only thing you can do is to make sure you've got a long-term vision for the country. Julia Gillard actually has that, which is one of the reasons I've always been a supporter. Now, have they sold the carbon tax very well? No, they haven't. I'm not going to pretend they have. But is it good policy? The answer is yes.